Abdul Samad Yaqub, converted Muslims are trying to be more Muslim than Saudi Arabia. That is the allegation, or that is the point that is being made, Abdul Samad Yaqub. Is this why
Well, even
Pakistan
Saudis
is so
themselves are the
upset,
converted
sir?
Muslims. Saudis themselves are converted Muslim before, after the prophethood of the Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they became the Muslim. They were not Muslims. So someone might be Pakistanis or in the South Asia, they have adopted or accepted Islam over 100 years ago. They have accepted Islam over 1,000 years ago. So this is, this is a weak argument.
But Pakistan is trying to teach Islam to Saudi
ask,
Arabia. Is that what is happening, Abdul Samad Yaqub?
If you are so much appreciating what has happened, why the Hindus in Saudi Arabia still practicing their Hinduism, their rituals hiddenly, secretly? Why don't they practice their religion openly? Why don't you see? Why don't you see?
I'm trying to understand why Pakistan is so upset. That is what I'm trying to understand.
Why Hindus are not allowed to build? Why Hindus are not allowed to build a temple over there?
Sir,
I mean, when
Abu Dhabi mein temple ban raha hai, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to inaugurate that temple, and it is a Divya temple, Bhavya temple that is coming up, sir.
तो आप MBS से भी कहे ना कि वहां पे भी आपको अलाउ करें.
सर, हम MBS से क्या कहें? हम तो, that is not the point. I want to understand from you, sir. पाकिस्तान में लोग इतना अपसेट क्यों हैं, ये मैं समझना चाहता हूं. Is it because the Indian Minority Affairs Minister is a Muslim, is a Hindu, and she's a Hindu who's seeking rights and best possible facilities for 1,75,000 Indian Muslims going for Hajj? Many are first timers. Is that why Pakistan is upset कि Pakistan तो अपना Hajj quota surrender कर रहा है?
Simply, we don't have any objection that whosoever is your minority minister. I mean, if she's a lady, I appreciate it. Okay, but fact of the matter is, your question is about the outrageous response of Pakistani people, and I have simply answered that they were being fooled over the centuries. The religion which they were taught that this is the criminal offense.
When will Pakistan reform? When will Pakistan reform? Will Pakistan reform, or Pakistan is happy, being more fundamentalist than anybody else? But
हमारे यहाँ अबाया नहीं पहना जाता, हमारे यहाँ नहीं पहना जाता, तो हमें इशू नहीं है, लेकिन हमें बेवकूफ भी ना बनाया जाए.
नहीं तो बेवकूफ, सर, जो पढ़ा लिखा होगा वो बेवकूफ नहीं बनेगा, जो अनपढ़ होगा उसको बेवकूफ बनाएंगे. But that Zinat Shaukat Ali will be in a better position to tell you much better than I, sir. Zinat Shaukat Ali, look at India's statement. The initiative of the Narendra Modi government towards encouraging participation under ladies without mehram. This category was discussed, deeply appreciated and lauded. This too has made Pakistan upset, and fundamentalists are upset. Why should they be upset about ladies without mehram, ma'am? Is this a laudable step?
Absolutely not. You see, the whole sad part is that Pakistan itself is a medieval country. The thinking is medieval. It is all right that you may acquire, education is a huge word. If you acquire a degree, it doesn't mean that you are thoroughly and completely educated, because you don't talk like an educated person. So here what we find, that this medievalism and this backwardness and this, wanting to live in the dark ages and saying that, Saudi Arabia everybody converted to Islam at that time. I don't know what the gentleman is talking about. And this kind of double speak that you appreciate and yet you choose to criticize India, we have taken a huge step. And I think Saudi Arabia, I completely fall in line with MBS, with His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, who is a very dynamic and a forward-looking person, and who's looking into Islam very, very carefully and very, very dynamically. And because Islam is a dynamic religion, and unfortunately, countries like Pakistan, who call themselves Pakistan, have taken it, into the dark ages and are still insisting on doing that. And that is the sad part of it. Look at the way you treat your minorities, sir. Why are you talking about other people? You should be appreciating that there is a lady from here who has gone there and and has encouraged people to do Hajj, has encouraged women to go ghair mehram, at a certain age with Mohammed bin Salman also started. So all these things have to be appreciated. We are getting into a modern age. We are growing. We are learning. And it is very unfortunate that countries like Pakistan will never learn. They will always want to remain in that little dark, hole that they created for themselves and they refuse to get out of.
Created a hole for themselves in 1947 and seems to be sinking further. What are your thoughts, Abdul Samad Yaqoob, on LWM or ladies without mehram that India is encouraging and Saudi Arabia has lauded that step?
Well, let me make it very clear to Zina Chokat Saiba that we Pakistanis and we as a society is much more enlightened and liberal than Saudis, even as of today. I mean, we are much more, and our ladies are much more empowered by them, by Saudi ladies.